She has this thing out, shaking it, and this can't be real.
Are too small for big people.
Always think to yourself, can I take care of all of these kids?
I really should take this leap of faith because at the time I had nowhere to live. I just don't really like my husband walking 10 feet ahead of me.
Passport board bros are being unalived at an alarming rate.
Because loss of life is always tragic, regardless of the circumstances.
Funny thing is, all of this could have been avoided if they would have just used the brain for one.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. All right, guys. Right now, I have this woman here, and she's showing how she needs 2 seats to sit on the plane. And when I first seen the video, I said, this can't be real. But I looked it up and found out she got the fattest thing on Instagram. And it's real. And I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, it's real. I don't know. You guys tell me. Let me show this. Damn! Now that there is Grace Bond, right? Let me take a look and see where she's from. I'm checking this right now, live in action, guys. Wow, she's from Panamania. And the woman's thicker than a sticker, right? So I seen that. I said, let me see what other kind of content she has. Then I see this at Carnival, right? So she has this thing out, shaking it, and this can't be real. I'm sitting there looking like, this can't be real. And then I said, there's no possible way when I found this video. And I'll give you guys my full breakdown when I see this.
Breaking news, this Instagram model behind me is going viral and causing controversy.
So when I seen that, I said, she adopted the FNS mind state, right? So that goes to show. Also, she's pretty much from US. Who knows? She could. I don't know her. She be one of those girls that be in Dubai. Oh, you guys know what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm saying. But this is what I seen.
Demanding airplanes either give her a free seat or they should just make seats bigger. Check this out.
Buying 2 airplane seats don't fix my problem. Airplanes.
You see when she sit down, she's doing it on purpose. She sit down, got that thing flabbering all over, and she has buying 2 airplane seats don't make sense.
Are too small for big people. It's 2024. Bodies are changing, so planes should too. I won't lose my.
She can't even walk through the lane. Like, you know when you squeeze through the airplane lane, her badonkadonk is taking up the lane. Like when she walks by, people got to move their arms out her way. Like she's hitting their arms. Excuse me, just knocking their arms over, waddling down. Excuse me, sorry.
Bodies are changing, so planes should too. I won't lose my to fit on a plane. So give me another solution, or just make the seats bigger.
Now, if you guys didn't know, this is Gracie Bond. She has over 4.5 million followers on Instagram.
She's playing around.
And I think we all know why. This Instagram model right here makes millions, and I mean millions of dollars just showing off her body. Demanding airlines to give her a free seat or to make seats bigger. She says that it's 2024 and she demands a change to these airlines because it's 2024 and they need to quit being fat phobic and or body phobic. You guys know this, but she could definitely afford an extra seat. But I don't know if everyone knows this, very, very rare. You don't see people walking around with these types of proportions on the daily. And you're asking these businesses to invest billions and billions of dollars in, changing pretty much their infrastructure in their airplanes just to appease a very few. This whole thing just seems ridiculous to me, but let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Don't forget to like this video, share it everywhere, hit that follow button. Until next time, love, peace, and taco grease.
All I gotta say is that's entirely too much. Like, I gotta be real. You know, a guy say I can handle that. I don't think I can handle that. I could be single as ever, not married. I couldn't handle that. A guy would say, I sure would try. Let me go on to the next one.
I'm gonna say this, and I want y'all at eye level when I say this. Only have as much kids that you willing to take care of by yourself. Come closer. Right? Always think to yourself, can I take care of all of these kids if this man was to leave me? Even if you're married, because a marriage is not for certain. A kid is for certain, though. I'll tell you what is. A baby is.
Of course, a marriage is not for certain, especially for men. And then when it's not for certain for women, she's leaving the guy and taking his money.
That's 18 years that you have to do, or you're going to jail for child neglect. It's really simple. Stop letting these niggas do that to y'all. Even if you have one kid, if a man sees you being a good mom to your one kid that you have and he wants to get you pregnant, you should take that as a threat to your life. It is. Because it very much is.
This is why men choose not to have kids.
Facts.
This is why, like, she just ignored the whole. Well, actually, I get it. I get it. She's calling herself one woman. This is one of those things, right? One woman. This is what you need to look out for, right? Women are watching. I get it. I get it. But as a man, it doesn't serve us any purpose. I can turn around and say, hey, look, guys, avoid women like that, right? She probably has 5 kids. Who knows? This is coming from a place of belonging, a place of understanding. Doesn't it come across that way? I don't know. I'd have to look at her channel more or her TikTok channel more and see, but I'm not going to do that. But let's continue on.
I was dating a single father, not for long at all. And I think that's where the big problem lied. And then we got married, and I felt so pressured and so rushed. But as a Christian, I was thinking I really should take this leap of faith, because at the time I had nowhere to live, and so I lived with him. And God's not a fan of shacking up. So he was like, we need to get married. So we got married I had met him in March, and we got married in July. I never saw myself marrying a single father. I actually never even thought about it, because I never met any single father before. Everyone I knew, if they were a single parent, it was a mom who was a single mom. He told me,
I'm happy she said that. She's never met a single father, so she probably understands statistics.
that the boy's mom wasn't involved, and I figured that would be okay for me, because I'm a pretty territorial person. If this is my family, this is my family. I'll just share a little bit of my experience, and it'll be different based on who you're marrying and their personality type. Another important key to mention is my husband is 19 years older than me. One problem is my husband thinks that he's choosing between me or his son. It's never just like this. It doesn't feel like we're just this happy little family. It's her or him. I spoke to him yesterday. We're going through something weird right now. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's a separation. And he mentioned that he wants to walk near his son without me getting upset. And it's just weird stuff. I'm not going to get upset. Let's not even get into that. But anyway, I just don't really like my husband walking 10 feet ahead of me everywhere we go. Crazy. That's really what it is. Another thing is, he's more of he likes to go out as a family all the time. So we don't go out on dates. We don't have any one-on-one dates. We've done that maybe 5 times, and maybe when we're on vacation sometimes. Well, actually, yeah, maybe when we're on vacation sometimes, but he doesn't believe in one-on-one dates. He just believes in like all family time. Another thing is you have to really share them, of course. Like, you don't have all the time. My husband works a lot on top of the fact that he's a
I gotta tell you, that clip is in my mind. We don't really care. That's how I feel about this. We don't really care.
dad, and when we go somewhere, it's because he says like, oh, I want to keep my promise to my son. So it feels like I'm just tagging along with this situation, and nothing is about me ever. Like, oh no, my wife wants to go here, we're gonna go here, or me and my wife want to do this. It's never like that. It's like, my son wants to do this, we're gonna do this. My son wants to go here, we're gonna, like, that type of thing. So I'm just like tagging along for family events. And of course, everything that you do or don't do revolves around the kid's schedule. You are going to deal with the kid's mom popping in and out whenever she pleases. And you're going to see just how strong that soul tie is between her and your man. Because if you say anything, you're getting your head ripped off. You deal with people thinking that you don't have the child's best interests, or that you're selfish and you don't care. just because you didn't birth him or her. So it's like you're walking on eggshells around a child. And then, everyone loves their kid very, very much. I don't have a kid. And if you come into a situation like that and you don't have a kid, you know that you're capable, and when you get your own child, you're gonna love them like crazy. But that love even takes time. Sometimes even instantly you can love your child once you birth them, but it takes time to really fall in love with someone else's child, especially when they're like 13 and up. It's almost like falling in love with an adult. Especially when they want their dad to be back with their mom, or they're disrespectful, or they're not nice. It's gonna take time to really bond with that child if they have a wall up towards you. But when you come into a situation like that, you're expected to be insanely in love with this kid, just because your husband or your boyfriend or whoever is the father of that child, because they expect you to feel exactly the same way. And then my husband kind of,
we're making progress,
gave this vibe that I was coming in between he and his son, which was strange. So it's just a weird feeling.
It's not my fault.
It just feels like you're invading someone's already pre-established life and family.
That one, I know you guys looking at my reaction the whole time. I'm like, no, she got me from when she said, I met him in March and we were married by July. And I started adding numbers up in my head. I said, April, May, June, July. You knew the guy for 4 months and you're already marrying him? You barely even know him. So everything you said after that, I'm thinking in my head, I don't care what you're saying. You knew the guy for 4 months. Now, I say it like this, right? If you're going to marry someone, at least know them for at least a year, right? See them in their seasons. You with someone for a good year, you get to see them in their up times, their down times. You get to see different things going on in their life. You would have got to know. You'd have known him and how he is with his son. And you would have said, I don't like this. Because everything you're explaining right now is things you should have learned. You should have learned during that time that you got to know him.
He's cooking up garbage.
You should have seen, okay, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to take on a full-grown kid that's not mine. Because it's the same thing with men, right? Men don't want to take on kids that are not theirs. So I kind of respect it as a woman that if you didn't want to take it on, right? But once you said 4 months, I said, you lost me already. Let me go on to the next video.
So there's a search that's been trending today. And the search that's currently trending is passport bros in danger. So apparently, the passport bros, sorry, my nose is itching. I didn't want to scratch it on camera. So apparently, the passport bros are being unalived at an alarming rate in Colombia. I'm talking about as get off the plane.
Oh, here we go again.
And if memory serves me correctly, a lot of women warned them that this was going to happen when they first came on the scene.
So how did you warn us it was going to happen? Because this seems like that's all you insinuated, right? That it was going to happen. Oh, they're looking to do that as soon as they can. And it's only happening in one country. You made it seem like in a country where things are extremely dangerous and you can't get caught slipping, right? You made it seem like it was happening all over the world, which was a straight bull-faced lie. And it doesn't happen if you don't put yourself in that position. I see guys out there now. I see Mr. Passport Boy Floyd out there living his best life. He's chilling. I see other guys out there that have been out there for years, right? They're not putting themselves in those positions, though.
And they didn't want to listen. Like, literally, there was women telling them there's a possibility it's going to happen. And they were saying we're just jealous and bitter that they was taking their attention away from us and putting it towards women that respected them.
We won't stop. I thought I told you that.
So, a lot of the women shut up talking about it. Since y'all feel like we jealous, okay, we're going to leave it alone. But if something like this occurs, don't say we didn't warn you. This is a very gladly I told you so moment.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
So I'm confused as to why it's trending and why is we even concerned about it. They didn't listen. They're now.
You see how she doing it? Like, oh, we told you so. Oh, we're right, you're wrong. Can't wait to prove us wrong. Wait till you see the next video, yo.
In the find out stage of the round and find out portion of all of this nonsense. So why is we talking about it? Why is we issuing? Because there's literally people issuing more warnings now, and I'm just not understanding why, considering they didn't listen to the first batch of warnings that was being issued.
We won't stop. I thought I told you that.
They're not gonna listen. They don't care. We said they was gonna end up learning their lesson the hard way. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for to learn their lesson, but we said that they was going to end up having to learn.
You see the vogue, man.
Learn their lesson the hard way. Now y'all are over there learning y'all lesson now.
And they wonder why Passport Bros talk so loud. So anybody that follows this go, man, these women are foul. You hear it, right? Like, woo, you hear that hate? Not you got hate in your blood. It reminds me of that song with Jadakiss. From years ago. You got hate in you. That's her. You got hate in your blood.
Funny thing is, all of this could have been avoided if they would have just used the brain for once. But hey, it is what it is.
Man, so y'all seen that? That's why I got so happy when I seen this video here. And I seen this video, it was another woman. Actually, another passport sis. And the passport sis had nothing but good things to say. Watch this.
Now, after this article was released about those passport bros making their way down to Colombia and getting...
As an American...
So, it wasn't this lady, right? Another lady disrespecting passport bros, saying, talking about the article, 8 passport bros unalived in Colombia. So this lady responding to hers next.
Who has a second home in Cartagena, Colombia. I wanted to weigh in on this series of unfortunate events. And let me start off by saying that I take absolutely no pleasure or find no joy whatsoever.
Look what she said. Colombia is safe as long as you're not trying to buy ashhole, or the droga. That's the drugs in Filipino, in Tagalog. As you see it there, the sign. Ashhole or drago, or droga.
In the circumstances of people losing their life, because loss of life is always tragic, regardless of the circumstances. I know there's been a lot of joking and a lot of kicking about, oh, the passport bros are going down there and they're getting got. It's not funny. I understand where some of it is coming from, but in the end, like I said, loss of life is always tragic. Now, I will say that.
Yes, and it took another passport sis, actually, who's a grown woman. She's traveling down there for one of the reasons why passport bros are traveling. She's traveling with her family to get away from American society.
The reason we decided to purchase property and to have our second and eventually retirement home in Colombia was because we fell in love with the people. We fell in love with the culture. We chose Cartagena because of the weather and the climate there. It's beautiful. It's tropical. It's like the Caribbean. So the weather is fantastic all year long. And I have been several times. I've been with my fiance. I've been with my daughter. At no time have I ever felt unsafe. Even walking around at night in the city, I felt safe and I felt like I wouldn't have any issues. Now, when you travel, you have to be careful. You have to have your head on the swivel. You have to know where not to go. You just have to be safe. But that's exactly the same as being in the U.S. And there are, I can genuinely say that I feel safer. Most of the countries that I've...
What she's saying is, like, say if you get like a consultation with someone about where not to go, you'll probably be fine.
Traveled abroad than I do here in the U.S. I will take my chances in the streets of Cartagena, Colombia, over some parts of Atlanta, which is where I live, any day, at any time. So I say all that to say, as long as you're not down there trying to perpetuate sex tourism and take advantage of the locals, and you're smart about where you go, what you do, what you're wearing, you'll be perfectly fine. You won't have anything to worry about. And I will say that.
So pretty much, can we say most of the guys probably unalive aren't necessarily passport bros? Or I gotta say, you know, it's a sad thing because sometimes passport bros get involved in you know, the tourism, the that kind of tourism before they get they get their feet wet, and then they embrace themselves in the culture because they can't do that long term. So then they, you know, some of them are getting caught up. So yeah, I gotta say some of those guys are passport bros who just were caught up because they because I can't blame a guy who intends on changing, right? That may not be what he's looking to do forever.
And all the times I've been to Colombia, even really particularly this past year, I have never seen so many boys trips in my entire life. And you know, men as a whole really don't travel together in groups like that. But baby, they be in Cartagena, Colombia heavy. Maybe not so much now after all this, these series of unfortunate incidents, but just be careful and don't try to take advantage of the locals. And if you can't find a woman in the huge country of the United States of America, that says a lot about you.
Now, I get her. I don't know about that ending, but I know what she's saying, and she's pretty much right, right? I feel like that too. Like if you're a guy that wants that, you don't have to leave. And I'm happy she cleaned it up, right? She sees what's going on. She understands that it's safe. And guys, if a guy wants to go down there, he can maybe book a consultation with someone that's from there, that's a passport bro, and he may work out okay. But guys, thanks for watching. And before we go, I just want you guys to remember it's definitely more to life than women trying to make guys out to what it's not to be, and also bashing guys for going down there and making mistakes. It's just not right.